Good afternoon, everyone. This is Jared Rand. Welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for Monday, January 15, 2024, a little after 3:15 p.m. Eastern. We're having a Time for Change call this week, this Wednesday, which is the 17th. It's going to be a doozy. Most of us on this planet, not due to intention, but due to trickery and almost like sleight of hand, we've been conditioned in a make-believe existence, an existence of illusion. And we don't have anything to compare it with, because our memories have been compromised. So it's a rediscovery. How many people do you believe on this planet, beings, at some point, that they believe that they are not connected to a divine, magnificent source of love, power, and intelligent creativity? That they bought into a set of limiting beliefs that simply said, you're not that. You are not that. And the suffering begins. In everyone's journey here, we all fall into this game. We cloud our mind with the illusions that we aren't bright, brilliant, and overflowing with preciousness. We all have turned away many times from knowing this powerful, magnificent spiritual essence inside ourselves. So it's a choice. It could be a subconscious rendering where we connect with the God that we are at times. We don't know it. And then we get these premonitions. And the premonitions, we kind of open up to the understanding is that it's time for me to go within and not explore the material physical world any longer, because I know what that construct's about. When we learn to make the commitment to stop paying attention to the reoccurring thoughts of the mind and refocus instead onto our true infinite nature, it's a much better use of time. I believe we will all be amazed at what we discover. And there's nothing wrong with falling from source in a way, because it is the illusionary disconnection which makes the realm of infinite love, peace, and intelligence so sought after. It creates the game of this life where we can have experiences, feel like we are evolving, and enlighten our karmic baggage. No matter how many lifetimes our blinding belief patterns have shoved us into the grave, our souls bounced back into the light. In truth, it never laughed. Those heavy limiting thoughts cannot imprison us in the dungeons of our deepest, darkest mind. In fact, there is nothing powerful enough in this universe that could ever turn off our infinite, true, divine radiance that exists at our core. Some of us will say, how do you discover the divine, magnificent self? How do you begin to do that? You look to the source of consciousness. 'Cause This pure, unbounded consciousness permeates everything in this world. Every molecule, atom, and subatomic particle is connecting everything to everyone, especially you. It is impossible to avoid it, for it is within us all the time. By merely focusing on it, we drop into the experience of it. And we can access this experience of ourselves as divine. Of course, all of our seeming imperfections are sacred, perfect, and holy as well. There are no mistakes in an all-intelligent, loving universe. Just because our mind does not always see ourselves and the universe as perfect does not mean it's not. The magnificent that we imagine is there is still through the mind. Only when the mind is dropped will we be able to truly see, feel, and know the real divinity within us. The whole reason the mind chose to buy into these limiting, cloudy thoughts is so that it can refract the light and give us an alternative experience of reality. We'd never know how incredibly brilliant our real self actually is unless we had something to compare it with. We simply cannot intimately know our real brightness until we've experienced our darkness. So as a soul, we've engaged to have a large variety of ridiculous, challenging experiences so that the journey home is that much more sweet and amazing. It's the only way we can experience the phenomena of a spiritual awakening. Something has to be asleep in order for it to wake up. When we simply stop buying into the veils of illusion, thoughts, veils of illusion, in our mind, our bright, brilliant lightness instantly comes flooding in again. It's all a divinely perfect design. Even though sometimes we believe we're awake, and yet we're still asleep. You ever had a dream? I think we've all experienced this at least once that we can remember, where you have a dream and you could swear it was real, that it was real time in your life, and you would say to yourself in the dream, this isn't a dream, this is real. Okay? And it feels like it's real, doesn't it? And it's kind of tricky because it's your mind. So you go, wow, and then you try to you may try to wake up from it to check to see. So you wake up, right? And you go, oh gosh, that was just a dream, and you find out you're still in the dream. Kind of like that. A lot of us believe we're awake and we're still asleep. I think we've all had our days, right? We've all had our really bad days. It does not mean for a millisecond that this great brilliance does not exist within us, within you. The mind was simply clouding our divinity momentarily. To unveil our magnificence once and for all means that we stop buying into the addiction of the mind. Stop following the trashy thoughts and heavenly thoughts that your mind tantalizes you with. Stop reacting to all thought. Your mind is most likely deeply programmed with resisting negative thoughts and striving for more positive ones. This is a continual resistance. It's a continual resistance and striving means that we are still living in the land of suffering. Now, we don't have to buy into any thought at all. When fear, anger, impatience, or demanding energy steps into the room, watch them closely. Don't let them take you. Be the master of your mind by bringing it to a complete halt. Stopping your mind in its tracks will instantly unveil the beauty of your divine magnificence inside. You don't even have to find it. When the mind is totally silent and still, it will find you. Perhaps the greatest discovery of all is when we accidentally begin abiding at the very still, silent center of our innermost being, where our spiritual body resides. You close your eyes and release all the mind chatter right now. Feel what's happening within your innermost being. Notice the magical feeling and essence of what is here. This journey within into the infinite realm of our inner universe is the discovery of our divinity. It is a natural process that happens merely by looking inwards. When we consciously engage our attention with the divine all-intelligent energy that is within us and every atom in the universe, we will find that we manifest our desires effortlessly and easily all the time. The physical world is not so physical when we abide in this deeper spiritual energy body. We begin seeing through the apparent solidity of things, and people become more fluid, changeable, and free. This is magical divinity. It is always within us. It's simply a matter of seeing it. By pointing our attention inside, we will eventually find the great divinity within. It's not a complicated or extravagant search. It's closer to you than your next thought and heartbeat. You may start seeking it 1 foot below your neck. Okay? 1 foot below your neck, for the spiritual core of your eternal essence is found within your heart. Not just inside that muscle that pumps blood 24 hours a day, yet everything between your armpits and in your entire chest. This direction keeps us out of the head, out of thinking, and into feeling and being. We think way too much. Okay? We think, and that is the mind. And yet everything between our armpits and our entire chest, this direction keeps us out of the head, out of thinking, and into feeling and being, where the infinite awareness resides. A deep looking inwards every day is like excavating a gold mine. We may not strike it rich the first day, yet eventually we will find a vein of solid gold. The essential key to peeling back these layers is the space of allowing for what is to be, what it is. Now this, you might say, is more effective than any shovel, pick, or super axe as far as reaching beneath those harder, crustier ego layers, which can block us from entering the field of gold. Now, by allowing our every discovery to be as it is, we are pouring water over it and softening its density. This softening is the very secret that lets us enter the aspect that is divine. The biggest truth about who we are is that we are both human and divine. There really is no separation between the two when you look at life from these infinite eyes. We cannot have one aspect without the other. These seeming polar opposites are not opposing each other and not in conflict. They are complementing each other. They depend on the other for their own separate existence. The more we focus on this greater truth, that there are no opposites in this universe, the deep illusions of separation are dissolved, and all conflict in our lives disappear forever. Why would we, lifetime after lifetime, do the same thing? Not discover who and what we are. Be pulled in by the ego mind and the material physical world and stay there. Only within a deep state of silence is oneness realized. And only through oneness can our divinity be understood and experienced. This understanding is a continuous process of rediscovering ourself. There is no end to oneness. It is infinite, just like you. The experience of first finding a state of oneness is one of the greatest experiences any of us can have on this earth. It's like a never-ending piece of chocolate. You get to bite into it again and again and again. With each bite, there is an explosion of bliss. And of course, then digesting and assimilating it. This is what the infinite process truly is like. It's like of discovering our divine magnificence. When we give up the outer search and surrender to looking for the divine within us, we get to let go of all of our burden, problems, and excuses in the outer world. There is no more guilt, betrayal, retribution, or karmic debts to be paid. We simply end all efforting to make things other than what they are. This doesn't mean that we'll stop being a vessel of outrageous creativity, love, and enlightening consciousness for the world. Oh, no. Just the opposite. We will stop being so attached to the way things show up and let our divinity really flow through us. Our lives will naturally and spontaneously create themselves without us getting in the way, trying to fix what seems broken. This amazing masterpiece called you effortlessly and naturally unfolds itself on its own accord. The seed is already contained within the lotus flower. And the lotus flower is already within the seed. They exist as one simultaneously. Yet, if we force the petals to open faster, the final flowering arrangement won't look so pretty. So what do? We stop forcing ourselves to be anything other than what we are. We are already 100% divine. And there's absolutely nothing we can do about it. There's nothing we can do to lessen, weaken, or change this fact. We also cannot do anything to create more divinity within us. We can just relax a little bit more and allow for more of the light, free, joyful, conscious love to flow through us. What could be easier than that? At the core of our being, we are like the eternal, ever-shining sun that illuminates this entire world and the cosmos around it. We are radiating our light onto everyone already. Anyone we encounter is touched by it. We can help heal anyone in this world by visualizing and feeling loving, healing energy flowing from the heart of our being into that person as if they were standing right in front of you. It doesn't matter if they're 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, 10,000 miles away. Each time we do this, our heart opens more, and the experience of our divinity becomes stronger within us. Whenever any of us are in doubt, always choose to shine your light. Always let others see your brilliance. Allow them to feel the vast, unlimited joy breathing inside you. And you will literally shift out of any stuck energy that you're currently experiencing. If doubt and fear become too big for you to handle, simply hold the intention to reconnect with that brilliance that is always radiating at the center of your being. I emphasize, trust deeply that it is there and it will soon come to you. Simply close your eyes and get present to the stillness within. Only a few minutes of total stillness, silence of mind, every day will do the trick with ease. Relax and breathe. There is nothing more potent and powerful than this. This is the lifetime which we all have been waiting for many lifetimes to have. We do not need to seek any further. We have already arrived. We always have been and will always be this amazing divine being. It's simply a matter of fully realizing the truth and surrendering to it is the best way to merge. As we feel this truth inside of us, we begin to radiate our true divinity to others. Everyone will begin to feel this vibration inside us, you, and thus can find it within themselves. Unconsciously, they will all join us in this same vibrational field. I mentioned unconsciously. Our divine, magnificent self will act like a match that reignites the magnificent within each being. The energy and vibration of divinity is highly contagious and instantly seeps into everyone around you. By simply living your life and expressing your most natural self, your inherent divine magnificence catalyzes, ignites the fire within the lives of each person that you meet. It's truly time. I know many people can feel this. It is not an illusion. It's time to throw away our curtain and stop pretending that we are small and powerless. Don't you feel that? This never was true, even in the midst of our darkest hour. We have always played this game of being disconnected from the God source. Yet who we truly are is shining brighter than our sun. Every morning, this will increase your ability to absorb every morning, midday, and even this week, gently, and I emphasize gently, focus your awareness onto your heart. Take about 5 to 15 minutes, 3 times a day. That's not a big deal. To relax your focus. Visualize a brilliant, glowing light, much brighter than the sun, shining within your heart. Relax into the warmth of this light and let it soften your heart and being. If the sun is too much to visualize inside you, start with imagining a small burning candle flame. This little flame will remind you that you are a divine and brilliant being of light at the very core. It only takes the smallest flame to light up any dark room. Let your heart be so full of light that it radiates all throughout your body. It illuminates every crack and crevice in between your cells. When it fills you completely, see yourself surrounded with a gentle aura of golden light. Your little flame will grow brighter the longer you can do this exercise. Do it 3 times a day for 7 days. You'll be as bright as the sun and beyond. Each time you visualize, practice relaxing into the warm, cozy perfection of the light in your heart. Breathe deeply into the body, for this will help your thoughts to liberate you from any past old ego channels. When thoughts arise, gently acknowledge them, focus back onto the light, your heart. Each day, imagine your light is growing stronger and brighter inside your heart. After 7 days, you will soon feel absolutely light, totally energized and free, with the smallest of flame inside. This is an incredibly fun way to realize your divinity. It's an absolutely magna-glorious time to be alive on this planet. It is a time when many people are realizing their divine nature. Don't you feel it? Now it's your time to do the same. We cannot rely on our minds for liberation. We know that. Some of us may be consciously, some of us may be unconsciously, or subconsciously. Most of us on this planet are too busy to relax and enjoy our lives. Many of us have developed super tight schedules that are jam-packed, full of meeting the demands of others and ourselves, just so we feel fulfilled. Productivity, money, and the future agenda have become the priority instead of the succulent divine moment. Rushing here and there, we are trying to squeeze in as many things as we possibly can. We forget that when tomorrow comes, our egos will only present yet another list of demands, and without hesitation, off to the races we go. Do you ever feel like you are tired or tied and bound by the hands of the money clock, always attempting to fix and fulfill the ego's infinite list of desires? Check inside and see if you are that mouse on the wheel running after that last piece of plastic cheese dangling in front of your hungry nose. When you stop to notice, about 95% of the time, the mind is focusing its attention on what? The outer world. It is concerned with the body. Food, clothes, the bank account, the home, what's on the TV, our material possessions, friends and family. There is so much emphasis on the outer that we as a society have completely lost touch with the awesome divine spiritual essence found at our core. We think if we give up or eliminate any one of these things in our outer world, we will experience a great devastation. There is such a strong addiction to the outer world that we have totally forgotten how to access the divine within us. So how do we let go of the periphery and rediscover the already brilliant, loving, enlightened being that is perhaps asleep or hiding within? We must choose to simply recognize when we are focusing on the outer world and unaware of this simple, divine, awesome presence inside, we have to want to have a new experience on our inner world before the mind can let go. The mind will always want to obsess about or be occupied with something. So why not redirect it towards the infinite divine essence available inside our core? Now, if we don't redirect the mind, it will remain caught up in its typical frenzied, hectic, needy, demanding disposition, thinking it is the general manager of this universe until you've reached your last breath of air. Do not wait another day to bring your attention within. Do not be afraid of what you will find. Instead, be curious like a child. The postponement of meeting your real nature is absolutely ridiculous. Enlightenment is available right here, right now, this very moment. Simply choose to be aware of your divine nature. There's nothing more simple, satisfying, and easy to attain than something we already have. It's like discovering that beneath your house exists the world's largest cluster of diamonds. Why keep digging in 101 locations around the neighborhood when you can simply sit and rest upon this divine abundance at home? It is completely gratifying to the soul to stop the mind and really relax within. So why not do it now? This is the path of awakening and the only way to discover deep, permanent peace within. When we finally give in to the pleasure of relaxing within, we stop rushing so furiously through our day. When you consciously choose to slow down and become engaged in each experience of this life, you instantly become in touch with your enlightened nature. Rushing is an act of violence against your soul. How can you truly take in the majesty of the Grand Canyon when you are flying by it at 100 miles per hour? Sure, it's okay to zip around once in a while. It all day long becomes exhausting. You'll be pleasantly surprised how delightful it is to be free from efforting, to get somewhere more special than here now. God is here now, right now. Is there anything more precious than discovering this? The divine is much easier to find when we are moving through each experience at the speed of a snail. Join you in the meditation. I'll return to close us out. Take an easy and slow breath in through the nose. Easy and slow breath out through the mouth. Remain still. You can breathe in such a way that the air awakens your mind and nourishes your soul. Inhale this moment of your life so completely that there is nothing more important for you to do. You can easily inhale your entire life right now. Take this with you for the rest of the day into the evening and night following morning. We'll return here Tuesday, January 16, 2024, 3:15 p.m. Eastern to continue our global guided meditation call. Gentle, kind, generous, and humble with yourself at all times. Being the highest of the highest high, deepest of the deepest deepest, purest of the purest purest, eternal gratitude at all times. No matter what's happening within you or outside of you.